understand that, but I mean to proceed. I mean,
Yeah, we can proceed or not proceed. The issue though is you have a constitutional right not to say anything and not to answer questions. Are you willing to give up that right with the counsel and guidance of your attorney? Are you willing to give up that right and answer questions or make statements with the
I'm willing.
guidance of your attorney?
Oh, I'm willing to answer questions.
All right. Now, you were placed on deferred adjudication. What was the date of that state?
Your Honor, he was placed on deferred adjudication on August 20th of 2019.
Almost a year ago. 12 months, I presume?
Yes, sir. He was placed on a deferred adjudication term of 12 months on that date.
Right. So, Mr. Barron, when you were placed on deferred adjudication, you were told that you were required to follow 100% of the conditions. Do you remember that discussion?
Yes, sir.
So why are we here? State, tell me.
I was told that.
No, wait.
Oh,
Let the state go.
The state's could answer this one, Mr. Barron.
The violations alleged are of condition number 14 that Mr. Barron has failed to complete 48 hours of community service. Violation of condition number 17 that between the dates of December 15th of 2019 and the 30th day of January 2020 in Bexar County, Texas, Mr. Barron failed to comply with the rules and regulations or instructions of the Smart Start mobile device in that he had 14 skipped or late blows on the device. And finally, the state alleges that Mr. Barron violated condition number 25 by failing to comply with the court's zero tolerance supervision.
All right. Mr. Ardman, let's hear from you.
Judge, I understand the court's concern about this and would respectfully urge the court to just modify his conditions and extend it for an additional, say, for example, 3 months to allow him to show the court his good faith and to come into complete compliance with the conditions.
He has not had any dirties that we know of, Ms. Luna?
No, Your Honor. He's had negative UAs, and the last negative UA was on June 10th of 2020. However, Judge, the recommendation was just for him to submit to a urinalysis ETG, and if it's negative, then terminate. He has paid off all his fees, Your Honor. He did finish his DWI education class, his victim impact panel class, his TAP evaluation, and his BEAR outpatient referral. He completed his community service hours as well.
He did do that?
I'm sorry?
They allege that he had not, so it's been completed?
It has been completed, Your Honor, and he has improved his compliance, or he's been improved with his compliance after his MTR hearing. However, he did blew a violation of warning last month. And that was the only thing, but it's not alleged here.
All right, what says the state?
Yanta, do you want to speak for the state or should I?
Go for it. My outlook froze.
It appears that Mr. Barron has been substantially in compliance with his requirements of supervision. However, as the court is well aware, substantially in compliance is not what is expected or demanded. It is strictly in compliance. There doesn't seem to be any indication that Mr. Barron has completed his community supervision hours. The violations on the SmartStar mobile device are not the worst things in the world, but the state would oppose terminating him at this point and would instead request an extension at least 3 months, preferably 6. Regardless, if Mr. Barron can complete his community service hours either through actually performing them or by making a donation to an approved nonprofit or charity, then have no problem with Mr. Ortman returning to the court and requesting that his supervision be terminated.
All right. Ms. Leila.
And yes. Now
What is
I'm showing his.
Did he finish his CSR hours?
Yeah, he gave me all the documentation is scanned in CSS that he completed his community service. It's just that he has actually 2 blow violations in July that it occurred after our last office visit. But everything else is completed and he provided documentation. It's just the blow violations that he recently occurred last month.
What was that?
On July 15th and 17th.
I know, but what are we talking about? What did he do?
There were 2 blow violations on his alcohol monitor device.
All right, give me the numbers. What happened?
Let's see, on the 15th, he blew, let me pull this up. Sorry, 1 second, it's pulling up right now. Let's see, he has a point, scrolling down his report, sorry.
Go ahead, that's all right.
July. See, I spoke to him on the 14th. See, on the 15th at 7:33 p.m., he blew a .019. And there was no retest after that until 9:18 p.m., which was at 0 by then. And then on the 17th of July at 6:19 p.m., he blew a .022 and the violation retest was skipped.
Okay.
He didn't blow again until 8:08. By then it was at 0.
Okay. All right. Mr. Barron, I'm going to remind you that I go through the trouble of telling people that on probation, we expect 100% compliance. That includes that if you blow high, you're supposed to follow up because they even tell you that when they put you on these monitoring devices. I will extend it 3 months. During that time, Ms. Benshu, if he steps out of line the least bit, because it'll be 0 tolerance, which is what it's supposed to be anyway, but I'm just re-emphasizing that. I want to hear right away.
Yes, sir.
Because he got a break when he got obstruction. And if you don't, if you want to have a conviction on your name, Mr. Barron, we'll accommodate you, but I think it's a lot better for you if you don't. So don't screw it up. You're right at the end. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, Mr. Ortman?
No, sir. That's everything for us.
All righty.
So Judge, he is going to continue on the in-home device.
That's correct.
Okay, and you wanted to extend that as well for the 3 months?
That's correct.
Okay.
and zero tolerance with orders to Ms. Benchuk that he steps out of line the least bit, blows high, skips any tests, because that's one thing that I get real resentful of when you get somebody that you skip tests. That means you're telling us to go to hell, and I don't appreciate that. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, then. Any further questions, Mr. Edelman, Mr. Yanta?
Nothing from the
Nothing
state.
for, nothing from me, Your Honor.
Ms. Benchuk, thank you for being here with us. We appreciate your help and the work you do. Mr. Ortman,
Sir,
all of you, be blessed, be well, and be safe.
thank you, Judge.
That'll conclude this particular